Hello everybody, it is another week, another time to sit and watch trailers, and the trailers won't come to you, Kyle. You have to go to the trailers. So let's all go to the trailers. I am Brandon Jones. Mr. Stevens is not with us this week. Mr. Kyle Bosman is.
Yes.
And Mr. Stevens has been replaced this week by Mr. Daniel Bloodworth.
Yes, I have a similar composure in some ways.
Well, I hope it'll be at least a little bit different, but Mr. Stevens is at GDC. But can't stop the trailers, so we're going to sit down and watch 3 of what I consider the best trailers of the week, and talk about maybe some trailers you missed, grade them, and just have a jolly good time. So let's start off with the first one, which is Battlefield. I am not currently playing Battlefield, but I absolutely love Battlefield trailers because they do a great job of just showing you the action, showing you what you're going to do, and not necessarily needing titles and to really like break it down clinically. Like, I understand all that's new and everything I have to do mission-wise in this added content just from watching this one little skirmish. What do you think, Kyle?
Is this one map?
Yes.
That's my main question.
The whole thing is one mission, as far as I can tell. Yeah.
This is amazing. Then, all of the things that you see in this at this point, I wasn't excited, but we're about to see hoverboats. Here we go. What? What are you doing? You're going over the island and back into water. Then from like this point forward, I'm stoked for whatever this is.
One of the things I really like is how you'll see shot from different perspectives. Like, you saw the hovercraft go over, and then you see from somebody else's perspective. And they do that a lot in this trailer. One of the things I think is kind of funny, though, is how they always have these, like kind of battle commanders, like this dramatic person that's like running the game, and like it's like, okay, this is basically what's going to be happening in voice chat, but you know, with way more personality and less swearing.
And there's a sinking submarine in the same map as all the other. There's almost more of a narrative to this trailer than there are for most other narrative-based games, even though this is multiplayer only.
And here, the cannon. This is crazy. It's like, what?
And he gets like a little achievement or something. Old cannon.
Yeah.
But again, it's not them being like, oh, we're adding special weapons. And what we really wanted to do, they just show it. You know, they just show a guy doing it, and then you can piece together just from seeing 3 seconds of it exactly what you're looking at. And I mean, they did this. The game intro to Battlefield 2 was exactly like this. It showed the soldiers, and then a jeep killed the soldiers, and then a tank killed the jeep, and then a F-18 killed the tank, and then you know, some guy in the ground with a rocket launcher killed the F-18. And so it's like they just do a great job of demonstrating exactly what the game's going to be. No bells, no whistles.
Right. I mean, this actually has a sort of unique challenge in that it's a DLC trailer, and so they can't just show you the graphics and show you the new modes and everything, because those already exist. It's like, what is good about this DLC, right? And they do that. They show you everything that is in the DLC. Brandon, you make up a good point without words.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of voiceover, and there's lots of stuff that kind of sounds like it might be soldiers talking, but it also sounds like it might be gamers, you know, talking to each other.
Right.
The guy dies at the end. He's like, wait, no, and then you just see his speaker. That's the shot that you get of him dying.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But just lots of scale, and again, I'm not currently playing Battlefield, not because I don't like the game, but just because it's not, you know, a game I'm choosing to play at the moment. But really got excited. This definitely got my heart rate going, and again, I just think it's a really classy way to show off material. And it's recent. I think this came up. We're recording this on Thursday. I think the trailer came up today or yesterday. But very impressed, and I don't know if this plays exactly like other Battlefield DLC, or if they're kind of changing it up by making something this expansive. But I like this video. You like it, Blood?
Yeah, I like it. And again, like, you know, I just keep seeing these shots where it's like, okay, here's this guy's perspective, and then here's somebody that you can see on screen looking at this guy. You know, it's, I don't know. I think that's the most impressive thing to me. It really makes me wonder, like, how they went about capturing this. You know, like, did they record all of these different perspectives in one take and then just switch cameras?
Well, it's great to have. I mean, it'd be in their interest to have a system where, yeah, you can record that, you know, and then use that for all sorts of trailers, because it definitely has an impact. And it seems like a big event, you know. It just doesn't seem like, oh, here's some gameplay we cut together. You know, they really, you know, put some thought into making this whole thing happen. It kind of rides the line of, we planned all of this, and oh, this all just happened at the same time. Kind of wonder, like, what elements were choreographed and what elements were spontaneous.
Yeah, well, like these soldiers wouldn't move this way, right? Like, you wouldn't have like these great animations of some guy vaulting over a staircase. You know, it's like, no, this guy's gonna hop.
But I think they did a good job. I give this a 9. I love it. What do you think, Mr. Bosman?
So I always like to score them on how they've accomplished their goal, what the trailer sets out to do. I give it a 9.5.
Are you actually going to play it, Kyle?
No, that as a trailer, that's a 9.5 trailer.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll be on the lower side of it. I'm 8.5.
This is not the true death you desire.
Okay, I knew you were going to be on the show, Bloodworth. So,
so spoiler alert.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, everything in here is going to spoil something about Lords of Shadow 2. It's kind of interesting because this whole setup is explaining the plot reveal that happens like right at the very end of the game, in which you find out that you know, the Zobek's lieutenant that's been kind of your I guess your lapdog, more or less, is actually Alucard, and that you set this whole thing up, and that Alucard has been helping you out while you've just been hibernating or whatever.
But you don't play as Alucard in the game, so is that the main thing that they're adding?
Yeah, the main thing is that you're seeing what Alucard did between the intro, the tutorial part of Lords of Shadow 2, and the main game. So here he's like taking your weapons and he's putting them in the places that you're going to pick them up. And then I guess you see some other stuff. And then here, this is the armor. This is what you see Alucard as the whole time. So you apparently see how he gets the armor and who this other dude was.
Oh, so that's the significance of nice armor.
Nice armor.
So this trailer is only for people who have already beaten Castlevania 2 at this point.
Right.
Or Lords of Shadow 2
Yeah,
anyway, I mean.
so if I was just going to play it now, I wouldn't stop halfway through the game and then play this and then go back to the game. This is...
No,
this
you would
totally
want
sits outside.
to pretty much beat the whole game, yeah.
So...
Wasn't it like 2 weeks ago? When did that game come out?
This is exactly a month after the release of the
So
full
very
game.
calculated, okay.
Yeah.
You had a month to beat it. I guess that's what they want.
So did you know this was coming? Did you
Yeah, they announced this a while ago. I think they actually announced it right before the game came out or something like that.
Are you excited about this?
I'm interested in it, but I'm not really excited because it's just kind of one of those... It feels like one of those filler stories. You know, it's like, okay, well, this is the sort of... Almost like, you know, like the God of War Ascension or Gears of War Judgment in a smaller form, you know? It's just like, okay, well, you're going to find out more details about something you kind of already know. Unless you didn't know it, and now you just got the game spoiled for you.
Is this going to be it? Are they going to get any more DLC episodes?
That I don't know. I'd be curious if they do more. They did this weird open-ended thing with the ending, which we talked about the other day for Thanks for Playing. But yeah, I don't know.
What do you think, Kyle? Any interest?
So I wanted to talk to you actually, Brandon. I had a question for you, and how you prejudge a trailer based on the trailer's title. This one is called Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 Revelations.
And Revelations is very tacked on.
Right, when I saw that word Revelations, I just thought, like, no, why would you even use that word, knowing how many, like, did you let that affect how you would think about this review, or this trailer coming into it?
Yeah, but not, I don't think I would let it really, like, affect my emotions without me knowing that it was happening. You know, like, yeah, I think it's always tricky when two games come out when they have like the similar, you know, subtitles or the similar, like, you know, sub names. Obviously, Resident Evil comes to mind. Didn't Assassin's Creed have a Revelations?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
It's like we could almost do like a top 5 now, top 5 Revelations games. Like, well, how big are these Revelations? And if you're saying that you know where he gets the armor from and where he's putting all these weapons, like, I guess there's not that many.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, where he gets the armor from, that's the mystery. Because you see him wearing the armor through the whole game, but it's like, okay, where did he get that from, you know?
Revelatory.
Right. So, yeah, it doesn't necessarily... I wouldn't score it lower just based on its name. Mm-hmm. But I do hate that stuff. I do hate... I think a lot of subnames can be really pointless. Murdered Soul Suspect. It's like, Murdered would be a great name for a game. Murdered. Done.
Yeah, that's a great name. You're right.
So I just don't understand... but I guess, you know, if it's an expansion, Revelations, but I don't know, Alucard maybe call it, or that seems like the big draw to me here is to be able to play as him.
Right.
I don't know,
So
interesting. What do you think? I don't
Look
know.
at that title, just how it does. You're right, appear suddenly, not even part of that asset.
Does that bother you, Kyle?
The name
Revelations?
Revelations. Yeah, well, even like the trailer is what I go by, and so if something's just like, you know, a big action trailer, I'm sorry, weird example. But yeah, that'll affect like what your frame of mind is coming into a trailer, I think. And in this case, it was like, oh boy, here come Revelations.
Well, I'll let you score First Blood because you played.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe score 7.5 because, you know, I feel like they might be showing practically every cutscene that's in this DLC and no gameplay.
Probably, yeah. There's not a lot of gameplay. It's a good point. I like the 7 range. I would give it a 7.
5.2.
Oof.
Nice.
Not 5.3?
No.
All right.
Not even.
And finally, of course, it's GDC this week, and so there's lots of tech demos going on. And I really, really liked this tech demo from The Division. And I thought it was kind of similar to the tech demo from Unreal 4. But this, to me, had a little bit more heart. You know, it was the guys that are the team that's working on it. Obviously, it's a dev diary, but it's the team that's working on it, talking about some of the advancements in the engine and not only like tech-wise what it can do, but how that'll make the story better, how that'll make the gameplay better. And I don't know, I feel kind of like a disconnect in the Unreal demo when you're showing me cool tech, but it's like this isn't based on any game. We just made up some cool spaceship and we're flying around.
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, here, empowering the content creators being the theme of this. I mean, I think that's the difference. Is this piece tells a story and it shows you how great this technology and this engine is by showing how it's allowing their artists to be able to do things more quickly and more efficiently and not just have to add manpower because we have better graphics now, you know. Whereas the Unreal piece, it's almost like, you know, it's like a marketing reel for potential buyers, right? There's a bunch of bullet points for a bunch of different features that if you're a developer, you probably know what that is and you can get excited for it. But if you're just the average consumer watching a trailer, it was like, well, okay, that was kind of a cool, pretty thing, and then after the first minute, you get into all this nitty-gritty stuff that doesn't seem that interesting.
Like one of the developers says that you can try more things without it taking a long time. You know, like if you want to try something with a model or with a
burning building, that really quick shot.
It's like you can do it, you know, because you have the time, and that means way more to me, just as a gamer, than, you know, a lot of the things said in the Unreal demo. Obviously, like you said, though, the Unreal demo is not necessarily for us. It's for you know, developers, people that are really serious about that.
This is the part the guy mentions. It's like building with Legos, and you see him make tall buildings and just kind of yeah. And that's the part where I'm like, oh, okay, I get what you're trying to talk about, man. I get it. Once you make the analogy with Legos, I'm on board.
It's interesting that both of these are shout-outs to people getting involved. At the end of this, they actually have a hashtag that's join massive, I think.
Right,
where they're like, hey, we want more people on our team. And obviously Unreal certainly wants more people to get involved with their engine because they're, you know, putting it up for sale in an interesting way.
To me, they're very different. Unreal, by the way, this one seems way out of place. The giant flies.
Yeah, what was that?
No, still don't understand it. So Unreal's like, buy our engine. This one isn't buy our engine. It's like, come work for us. Is the end of this.
Yeah.
So to me, they're very, very different.
You know who else did that was CD Projekt Red. Every time for like the first couple of reveals that they talked about Cyberpunk, it's like, come work for us, come make this game, come to Poland. You know, it's like they're really, you know, we're trying to get talented people to bring in their resumes.
You don't want to go to Poland to work on the game, Blood? No.
Dude, I would at least for one game go to Poland. I think it'd be fun.
This got me more excited to play this game.
Sure. I don't know if they've ever shown the wooded area for The Division yet, have they?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, some of those I don't know whether they're actually for The Division or whether that's, you know, similar to an Unreal or Crytek kind of reel where they're just showing off technology. Because, yeah, I don't see how these trees relate to the city in any way.
I think you'll eventually go to a wooded area in The Division.
But that'll be great.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to reveal from The Division. You know, not unintentionally, but, you know, without being like and here's a new level from The Division.
I think the kind of unfortunate downside to the current narrative right now, though, is there's a lot of people that are kind of calling BS on this because of, you know, the perceived downgrading that's happened to Dark Souls and to Watch Dogs. And especially because this is another great-looking Ubisoft game that was revealed way before it's going to come out. People are very skeptical of whether the game will actually look like this, even though we're seeing these assets, you know, in work. But you know, it's who can say, right? That's what they're working with now, and then they have to balance it all out.
One thing that attracts me about this too is they say they're working smarter and not harder. You know, it's like
Right.
they don't need to bring in more bodies to come in and just do the grunt work. One person can do more because they can do it faster. And so that's exciting to think about in the industry, because there's definitely been a shift away from doing these huge games because it's just too time intensive, way too expensive, and you just can't afford to have these many teams, on like no sleep, trying to put all this stuff together. So if you can build one asset and then vary that throughout an environment, and not just in a copy paste kind of way, but still artistically, like that guy did, but make a building really fast, just add more windows, like that. Excites me. I hope that is the solution to the issue of everybody wanting to make smaller games. I hope Ken Levine is out there somewhere with some amazing new engine and just 8 people, and like that's all he needs. He can make another BioShock with just that. So it's kind of exciting. And again, just an interesting comparison to Unreal. Of course, this week with all the tech stuff coming out of GDC. Any final thoughts on cool tech and fancy graphics, Kyle?
How do we rate something like this as a trailer? Because basically, the end of this trailer says, "Come work for us." But do you think that is the #1 intent of the trailer, or do you think it's for us on the internet to get excited about The Division?
I haven't seen the other dev diaries. I don't know if this is the first one for The Division, but that might just be what they're putting at the end of their divisions, because they might have all these cut already, and so that might just be like the hashtag that they're doing for this video series.
I mean, I feel like it, but see, I think in that sense, like it really does accomplish that goal, because, if say you're a developer and you've been frustrated with your tools and you're like, oh, these guys are making great new tools and I can work a lot more easily and all of that, and then look at how great this stuff looks that they've been able to pull off already. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very effective in that, and yet at the same time, as we started talking about, it tells a story that's interesting to anyone watching it. Like, you don't have to be a developer to enjoy this story.
Sure.
Fancy graphics or not, like, this is an interesting way of presenting this technology. So yeah, I'd give it a 9.
Wow.
I'll give it an 8, and I'll give Unreal's, which we're not officially grading, but I would give that a 7.5 just for reference. I think this gets a 0.5 higher just because there's more heart. I like being in a studio with those guys and seeing how they work and seeing what's on their mugs. That's very important to me.
Those are classy mugs, too. He's got like a whole quote on it and everything.
I want to see what kind of T-shirts these people wear. It's very important.
They got cool hats. They're all like little models.
What's the score, Kyle?
Sorry. Let's say... So, I don't know. It's really hard for me still to rank it against everything else in terms of, like, does it accomplish all its goals? I mean, basically, we're just looking at really pretty engine. 6.5.
So those are the 3 trailers I super liked this week. As we talked about before, the Unreal Engine also had a features trailer that's pretty in-depth that you should check out. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, of course, launched. And that came out with a launch trailer. Very epic story trailer, I thought, for such a tiny game. I really tried to sell. It almost seemed like a Phantom Pain trailer. It was just like...
what was weird to me is that like they went like super crazy chrome on their titles and stuff, and like, okay, your titles almost look cheap because you put so much money into them.
Because it is just a demo. It's just 2 hours. It's great, and that's not bad that you're getting that, but sell it as that. I think that launch trailer kind of sells it as a little bit more than what you're getting for that experience. But a decent trailer, exciting. They got the Kojima tease at the end of it. And Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls got the end. It's called The End Is Near, but it's basically a features trailer that shows you, if you're into Diablo and want to get sucked back into that, all the new classes and modes, and a little bit of tease of the actual boss fight with Death at the end.
The way you talked about the Battlefield DLC trailer, this one is the opposite. This one was all words.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was just pushing, here's every little bullet point that's in
really quick cuts, really kind of not very exciting.
Well, I think one of the big differences is that is one locked perspective for the entire thing, whereas in Battlefield, obviously, you can change your perspective a little bit.
Right.
And look around.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't
360 degrees. You're not an isometric fan?
Not an isometric fan, no.
All right, I'll try to keep those videos out of the show.
I did play through all Diablo 3 for some reason, though. What was wrong with me?
And because I'm a big nerd, I probably won't reference it here, but specifically with video, but there's a Final Fantasy 14 through the Maelstrom trailer that's similar to Diablo that just kind of lists all the cool stuff that's coming out. So I'm a big 14 nerd, so if you guys like that stuff,
put it up.
Check it out.
14 is what's getting Brandon to buy a PS4.
This is true. And trailer of the week, Battlefield. That one.
That's my vote. That's my vote
I
for
like
sure.
The Division. I thought it was.
I'll go along with that,
clever,
yeah.
but that got my heart racing. So, well done, Battlefield. Considering none of us are actually playing your game to make an awesome trailer and kind of show the other guys how it's done very simply, just through making fun stuff happen and making your game look fun. And that's what trailers are all about. So thank you, Mr. Bloodworth, for filling in for Mr. Stevens. Hopefully Stevens will leave again some week in the future, and you'll be able to come back in. But I will never be able to get rid of you, Kyle.
I'm here every day.
You're always going to come back. And I'm here every week, and we'll be here next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon.